Welcome to the September edition of the u3a podcast, and it's great to be back after our summer break. I'm Peter Clift, and it's a pleasure to have you with us. As you might have noticed, we're kicking off the show with our brand new signature tune, written, performed and produced by our very own Lee Wellbrook. This month we've got a jam-packed programme with all the latest news and exciting updates from the u3a Summer Festival, along with a u3a member whose latest book is published this month. From new learning experiences to inspiring stories of members making a difference, as always there's something for everyone. So, grab a cup of tea, get comfortable, and let's dive into the wonderful world of u3a. Now I know the nights are drawing in, but back in July history was made when the u3a held its first ever summer festival, which took place at the University of York's Conference and Events Campus. Hundreds of members from all parts of the UK took part in craft workshops, sports tournaments, talks and music events, making it the largest event in the movement's history. Charles Runcie and Janine Aldridge were there too, sampling the atmosphere over 3 hectic days. And here's their report.
Hello, here we are at the u3a annual festival. Great excitement over the next 3 days, lots to see and do, lots of things to try out, lots of demonstrations, lots of concerts, and a real good camaraderie between all the members of the u3a. With me is Janine Aldridge, Learning Officer for the u3a, and between the two of us we'll be sampling the conference over the next 2 or 3 days. Janine, what's your role at the conference?
Well, I think my role really is just to make sure that everything runs smoothly, to make sure everyone knows where they're going, what they're doing, where the rooms are. So there's a lot of running around and making sure everybody's okay, making sure they're comfortable, which is, it's a good way to meet people actually. So I'm meeting people that for the first time face to face who maybe I'd only seen on a Zoom meeting, which is really nice because I started doing all the learning work during COVID. So to see everybody in the flesh for the first time is really lovely.
And what's the one thing you're perhaps looking forward to seeing that's actually going on during the next 3 days?
Well, this is some of these sessions are actually taking me back to my childhood in some ways, because I used to be really into crafts and making things at school. So I'm actually really looking forward to the corn dolly workshop, and I'm going to go and have a look at that tomorrow if I can drag myself away from the reception desk, because there are a lot of people asking lots of questions, which is great because everybody's so enthusiastic. Also as well, I'm quite into things like life drawing and STEM. I'm quite keen on women in STEM, so I might take part in that tour to go to the STEM centre. How about you? What do you want to do?
Well, I've got a sporty background, so I'm going to be heading off shortly to see the Pétanque and other things like that, those activities. Also, like you, I'm really into crafts and like to see some of the traditional things like corn dollies and other things and jewellery that are being kept alive in many cases by people at the u3a. I think it's something that we should all hang on to, don't you?
Yes, I do. I mean, some of these things are, we need to get back to maybe being a bit more sustainable with all our crafts and darning and embroidery and that kind of thing, because there's loads of things. We've got sew on the go, slow stitching, lots of crafts, plenty of sewing workshops, art, life drawing. We're full of crafty things for everyone to do. Slow stitching as well, if you want to do that.
Right, hundreds of things we've got to do, so we'll go off and do them in the next few minutes. We'll be hearing from lots of different people, but the first person I'm going to speak to is the person that organised the whole thing. I'm now in the lovely surroundings of Derwent College, and with me is Margaret Fiddis. Margaret, tell me, what's your role here?
Well, I'm trustee for Yorkshire and the Humber to start with, but also I suppose I spotted the venue, and that put me in a position of, shall we say, negotiating a great deal of the facilities and all the things that we have here. And it is beautiful, isn't it? The surroundings are great.
It's really lovely, and I love the lake in the middle of the campus. It's really lovely.
It's lovely.
And when did you start organising all this, or when did you gather your team together?
Well, when they say my team, I don't like to think of them as my team. It's the team.
The team.
But we actually started talking about this about 12 months ago, actually. And we first announced it at the AGM last October. And it seemed like a very long way away then. And now it's a reality. It's almost unbelievable to see all these members wandering around in this beautiful, as you say, it's a lovely campus, 22 acres of gorgeous landscape, having a fabulous time in the sunshine. So those people who didn't think sun shone in the north. And it's just perfect, really. It couldn't have been better.
And Margaret, it's different from previous conferences that have been held.
Very.
Why?
Well, conferences in the past, traditionally, for no reason that I can think of, were held in Nottingham. And they were usually much more of a straightforward formal conference, and you would have workshops on how to run your committee and things of that nature. There is nothing like that going on here at all.
Lots of people doing things, hearing things, taking part in
workshops and things. It's more like a distillation of everything that goes on in the U3A in one place.
And how many people are here?
Over the 3 days, there'll be somewhere in the region of 1,000 people. And that is the biggest thing we've ever done in all of our 42 years. But if you think we've got 400,000 members, it's not a great proportion. So if we ever do it again, and I'm not saying for definitely not next year, it'll be another year, then you have to think how many more people would want to do this, because it's lovely and people are having a nice time. You can feel it in the atmosphere. They're enjoying being together and doing a mixture of fun things and a little bit more learning things, and they're really enjoying being together.
Finally, what's the one thing you want people to take away from this tremendous festival?
Oh, I would love it if they walked away and said what a fantastic time we had, and they told their friends. That would be really nice.
Goodness, this is a noisy room and lots of ladies doing lots of incredible things, Ginny. What's happening here?
Well, I mean, this workshop is called Slow Stitching, and there's some fabulous things being made here by all the ladies. There's about 4 tables of everybody, so we've got one particular lady here who's doing what looks to me like Van Gogh's Starry Night. Is that right?
That's correct indeed, yeah. We're inspired by either Van Gogh's Starry Night or the sunflowers on the other tables.
And where are you from?
I'm from Fareham, which is between Portsmouth and Southampton on the Solent, so that's Solent u3a.
Right, and what's your name?
I'm Chris.
Chris. Oh, look, well, Chris, that looks lovely. And so have you done any of this kind of thing before, or is it all new to you?
Well, it's new to me, except it's sewing with a needle, but this idea of a patchwork or decoupage is new to me.
And do you think after this, this is something you're going to be doing on a regular basis? Will it inspire you to do other similar things, Van Gogh or not Van Gogh?
Who knows? That's for the future.
We're going to move over here now, and here's Maggie. Maggie, you're doing another Van Gogh.
Yes.
Slow stitching. What's this?
This is Starry Night, inspired, well, in the style of Starry Night, let's put it that way.
How long have you been doing it for?
What, this half an hour?
How long will it take you altogether?
Oh, I've no idea. Officially 2 hours, but it may be longer.
We're holding you up, so we'll let you get on with it. So what do you think, Janine? I mean, it's pretty amazing, isn't it, what they're doing?
Yeah, they look absolutely beautiful, and I think they look really nice in everyone's homes in a nice frame. They're gorgeous. And it's quite nice to see some Starry Night and some are sunflowers, is it? So they're very much a Van Gogh theme. So, yeah, great. Should we move around the table, see some other people?
No, we've got other things to do, so we'll leave it there.
Okay. Well, maybe go and have a look at some other crafts.
Here I am in the sunshine, and people are playing Petanque. And Frank Bailey from the Ripon District U3A is going to tell me all about this, Frank. How's everybody involved from the U3A?
Well, everybody in U3A, a lot of U3As have got Pétanque, which is boule, French boule. They've got Pétanque groups. Many vary from maybe 10 members to 20 or 30. And it's a good way to spend an afternoon, and especially when the sun's shining.
So tell me, for those of you who don't know Petanque, what's its characteristics? What does it look like?
The characteristics of Petanque are that you have 3 heavy metal bowls each, and you just throw them down the lane. Now, when I say lane, it's really a terrain. A terrain being a court of little pebbles or sand or grit or whatever.
It's about 25 foot square, something like that.
Yeah, this one's 12 metres long by 10 metres wide.
Yeah, and of course it's very much a French game by origin, but lots of people in Britain do play it.
Yes, they do. People play it on the beach. But when people get here and have a crack at the real thing, they find it so much more satisfying.
How many clubs or organisations with Petanque associated to U3A are there?
I would think we have in the UK something in the region of 20, maybe more, but 20 that I know of.
And can anybody play it?
Anybody can.
Men,
you
women?
can even play it in a wheelchair.
Fantastic. How long have you played it?
I've played it since 2013.
And if somebody's listening to this from a U3A club and wants to get involved in Pétanque and set one up, how would they do it?
Well, there is a u3a Petanque advisor, which is not me. And they can get in touch with if you get in touch with Third Age Trust, they'll put you onto the advisor. He will tell you where the nearest Pétanque group are. Failing that, start your own. Have a crack.
And it's good fun.
Yeah, of course it is.
There's a lot of music on offer here at the U3A Festival. Now I'm here with Roger from the guitar group Bandura.
Yes.
Roger, some lovely music you've been playing. What's the title of the group come from?
Well, it's Bandura is a Ukrainian national instrument, and we play a tune called Bandura, so I thought it was a bit of an unusual name for a group, and it probably people don't know what it is, and so you can explain it.
And how did it all start?
It all started when I've played the guitar all my life in various groups and things, and I had the idea of doing classical duets with Tony, and so we've been meeting up for a couple of years, and then we thought we'd expand it and not just do classical stuff but do popular tunes as well that people know. And then we recruited Martine recently because thought we could do with a bass player, so we recruited Martine to come and play the bass, and we've been working on this repertoire for a couple of months or so. And so choosing tunes that hopefully people know and from different parts of the world.
So do you play just among yourselves, or do you go out and do concerts and that
Well,
kind
this
of thing?
is our first proper concert.
Wow,
Actually.
fantastic.
Yeah, this is our first proper concert, yeah.
And how do you think it went?
I thought it went very well, I enjoyed it. And I liked the fact that it was a nice audience that sat and listened, and I could tell they were listening to the music, you know.
What do the three of you get out of it?
For me, it's increasing my guitar playing skills because we play from music, so it's all about sight reading, and so for me it's about just becoming a better guitar player. And we hope to take it into old people's homes and things like that, you know, people who can't get out, you know, and that's why we do it, really, just really for our own pleasure. But if we can give pleasure to a few other people as well, then it makes it worthwhile. So that's really why we do it, yeah.
It's day 2.
Yes.
We survived day 1. Janine, how did it go yesterday?
Yes, it seemed really successful. Everyone was really happy. Everyone seemed to be enjoying themselves. I was getting great feedback at the exhibition centre information desk, which is brilliant. Everyone enjoyed themselves, and most people were here all day, and then there were activities in the evening as well. So everyone had a full day of things, and then they're bright and fresh this morning for more stuff going on. And actually people seem to know their way around now, so which makes things a bit easier for us at the exhibition desk.
Any highlights today, Friday?
Well, there's quite a few walks taking place today. There's a walk which is going to the city centre in the footsteps of the Georgian. There, the music programme begins, which is in a large lecture theatre, and we've got a separate whole schedule for that, which is going on all day, which is brilliant. There are all sorts, so there's quite a focus on climate change today and minesweeping. And also a talk on Plato. I mean, these are just a few highlights.
It's extraordinary,
I can't go through everything.
The number of stuff is
yes,
quite
absolutely
extraordinary.
amazing. In fact, today we're on to 2 pages of the programme because yesterday was only half a day, but today, it was a whole full day of stuff, which is brilliant.
Well, listen, first of all, I'm going to introduce you to a lady who will teach you to write your own life history. Shall we go?
Yeah, that sounds very good. A very good skill to have.
We're at a very colourful stall entitled "Everyone Has a Story to Tell," and with Janine and I is Veronica from Lichfield U3A.
That's it.
What's this all about?
Right, what it's about is trying to persuade people to write their memoirs, because 3 of us got together in Lichfield and have devised a template to make the process easy, because it's very tricky just to start off writing about your life, and you could become extremely boring and frustrated within minutes, and this helps you make a decision about what you want to write about. And then when you finally completed it to your satisfaction, and your children, as well as having the family silver and the will also have what's the most valuable thing you've left them, which is the story of your actual life and times, and about the times you've lived through.
That sounds brilliant. And how have you found take-up of this? When people get going, are they really enthused by it? I'm sure they are.
What happened was Lichfield had access to it, but it was for everyone in u3a. And we were very fortunate that in February we had an article that was published in u3a Matters magazine with our photographs, and we suddenly felt very important. And then to our amazement, we publicised the event, the template which you can get online, or you can order a pack. And we were absolutely amazed with the response. Everybody was so congratulatory about it and thanked us, because they've been looking forever to write their memoirs and had really no idea how to start. And this was a great stimulus for them.
Brilliant. So it's helping.
We realised it was good.
Helping people get over that blank piece of paper syndrome.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, that's all it is really. It's a simple thing. So we've come up here just to spread the word a little bit further, because not everybody is aware of it. You know, the publicity. Not everybody reads the u3a Matters magazine, and so we're now concentrating on finding ways of spreading the word, because we think it's so important.
Yes. Oh, well, thanks, Veronica. That has been really an eye-opener for me.
I am with Diana Moran, who a lot of people who are listening to this will remember as the very famous Green Goddess, keeping us all fit in the 80s, 90s, and up to now. You're still on the go. Diana, welcome. I gather you're a very passionate member of u3a.
I certainly am. I've been a member of the u3a probably for about 15 years.
Right.
No, probably 20 when I'm thinking about it. I come from Surrey, and I've belonged to a couple of groups down there, and very enjoyable too.
What kind of things do you get involved with?
Well, the walking things, maybe the theatre tours, maybe discussions on something or the other. I'm doing psychology groups at the moment, which is very interesting, discussing words and descriptions. Makes you think like crazy.
My mother said always it kept the Alzheimer's at bay. Is that the same with you?
Very, very much so. Now, I don't play bridge, but a lot of my friends play bridge through the u3a as well. But what is it they say? Healthy body, healthy mind. The two go together.
Well, you certainly have a healthy body, and I'm sure you have a healthy mind.
Well, I'd like to think that I have, yes, indeed. What is it they say, that if you don't look after your body, where else have you got to live?
What kind of people have you met? Because obviously you've been in a keep fit world, in the glamorous world of broadcasting, but there must be other people that you met through u3a that have also impressed you.
I just meet what I would term ordinary people in the u3a. Some of them are perhaps single because they've lost a husband and or a wife, or they're people who've been in business, or maybe they've even been in education, and they just want to keep their minds alert. And you meet what I can only say are like-minded people who don't mind talking about things. They're not hiding behind anything. And, yes, we like to be able to put the world to right.
You're doing the official opening. What else you happen to do today? What do you think you'll get up to?
Well, I shall look around to see what else and who else is up here as well. But officially I'm here to cut a ribbon. I wonder if it's green.
Who knows? Thank you very much for talking to us. Enjoy the day.
My pleasure.
Lovely choir, all the way from Yorkshire.
Yes.
Lorna, tell me what it's all about here.
The Singing for Fun started in our Sherburn and Villages u3a some years ago, and we had nobody to play piano for us, so I had to download lots of things from the internet to use as backing tracks. As the years progressed, we acquired more members, and we also acquired a wonderful pianist in Pat, so that we can now do a mixture of things. We like to sing lots of things. We did a medley just recently we've done a Sound of Music medley. We've done all sorts of things, and we do sing in parts for those ones.
And what do the members get out of it?
Oh, what do they get out of it? Well, they keep coming back each week, so I think they get the pleasure of singing, the pleasure of doing something as a group together. It's the ultimate in team working, isn't it, a choir? Because you're all aiming for the same end product. And we like to go out to places. We sing sometimes for the local visiting scheme, which is for elderly people that don't get out, and we go and sing, and we do sing-alongs with them. And we go at Christmas time. We will do quite a few Christmas concerts. So it's just the pleasure of singing.
And what kind of repertoire have you got? Are they the sort of standard classics, or do you go off-piste occasionally?
Well, it depends what you consider to be off-piste. We don't have any fixed ideas about it. Things that we enjoy singing. I don't know if you saw our programme for today, but that was very much focused on things that make you feel good and uplifting, but we do sing more serious stuff from time to time.
Finally, what do you get out of it as a u3a member? And the organiser.
Yes, I get tired. But no, I really enjoy seeing people enjoying themselves. I love to see people singing and smiling and walking out from our weekly sessions or our fortnightly sessions with smiles on their faces and feeling relaxed and happy. And it's that's what I get. And also I get the chance to sing, which I love doing.
It has been an exhausting couple of days, but we've got round so much, Janine. Really, we've seen a lot and tremendous stuff, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a very exciting few days. We've still got more to come, but
yes.
It's been great to see everyone having such a good time and really getting in the festival spirit.
How many people actually are here altogether? Do you know?
I mean, it's been well over 1,000.
Wow, that's tremendous. And one of them joining us is Sam Morger, who is the Chief Executive of u3a. Sam, welcome, and what are your impressions?
Well, it's a real wonderful celebration event of everything that's great about being in the u3a. So people are trying all kinds of hobbies, all kinds of new experiences, and everyone's got a smile on their face and they're walking around saying hello to people in the u3a.
Yeah, absolutely. And what will your takeaway be from this? What do you think will be your lasting memory of the u3a festival?
I think of a really vibrant community of people having great fun and u3a members doing what they do best, which is learning lots of new things and living life to the full.
Well, thanks, Sam. Enjoy the rest of the festival. Janine, it's been great fun. We've enjoyed it, haven't we?
Yes, yeah. It's been a brilliant experience. It's good to see so many people, as Sam says, with a big smile on their face and making the most of everything that's been on offer.
See you again soon.
Yeah, see you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Charles Runcie and Janine Aldridge, our roving reporters, having a very busy time at the Summer Festival back in July. The festival highlighted the enormous amount of talent within u3a and the work and dedication of the members. Another member who has shown hard work and dedication is Anna Nolan, who is a member of Skiddaw u3a up in the Lake District, but she's originally from Poland. Anna has already produced 2 books, but has a third being published this month. Maggie D caught up with Anna recently to find out more.
Hello, Anna. You are a very keen member of the u3a, I believe.
Yes, absolutely, and a very delighted member, yes.
Can you tell us a little bit more about the u3a group that you are a member of?
I am a member of Skiddaw u3a, first of all. It's a fabulous u3a set in operating in the Lake District, and I lead a walking group called the Roamers. I've been at the helm for over 7 years, and in the course of those 7 years, I have met fabulous people. A lot of them have become my friends, and I have to say that my husband and I have never had as many lovely friends as we do now, and it's all thanks to my lovely Roamers, to this wonderful group which I lead for Skiddaw u3a.
Fantastic. You've actually managed to create a book and get published because of some of the events and things that have happened within that group, I believe?
Very much so. Not just one, but 2. The first one is Lake and Larks, Laughter and Lunacies. of an unmotorized Lake District walker, and the sequel, More Lakeland Larks, Laughter and Lunacies, of a still unmotorized Lake District walker, has just been produced physically. The official publication date won't be until September the 28th.
I'm sure you've got lots of really hilarious memories, but can you just tell us something from the book that is your favourite bit?
Well, I would say that the favourite bits are my comic verses, but it's got loads and loads and loads of funny verses. Cultural misunderstandings and mishaps are a source of some of the hilarities in the book, and if I could perhaps read my verse about hugs and kisses. We are a very affectionate people, the Poles. I'm Polish. Okay? Right, so this poem is called Hugs and Kisses. If you are quite meek, a peck on the cheek will do. It could make someone's day. However, a kiss, full-blown one, is bliss, despite what some Britons may say. A friendly embrace is not out of place in showing affection and care. Yet some will draw back, to then it will smack of quite an unseemly affair. A gentle caress is pleasing, unless one thinks it quite bad for one's style. I, though, feel so snug dispensing a hug and folding my friends while I smile. This stiff upper lip was surely a blip. Brits aren't aloof or laconic. However, some freeze on feeling my squeeze, which is, let's be frank, quite Slavonic. I do persevere. My friends, I am clear, perceive my warm clasps as worth trying. A fusion this new, that's shock, it is true. Their kinsfolk lament, are you dying?
Yeah, no, that is actually very amusing, I must say.
Thank you. Well, the book is full of verses like that. This actually happened because I started off dispensing hugs and kisses, and my acquaintances then and friends now were slightly taken aback, and one friend told me that as a result of my being so affectionate, she started kissing and hugging her grandsons, and I was absolutely shocked. What had she been doing? Been shaking their hands. It transpired that when she started kissing them, they thought she was saying her goodbyes, that she was about to expire. There are quite a lot of very funny mishaps and misunderstandings throughout the book. I mean, some are made up. I mean, my command of English is quite decent, but I pretend to misunderstand many sayings, and this gives rise to quite a lot of comic verses in the book. So I think it's shot through with humour.
So how long have you lived in the UK then?
I have lived in the UK since 1981, when I was shut out of Poland by its imposition of martial law by our authorities in December 1981. We were threatened with a Soviet invasion because Poland was in the grip of anti-communist protests. There was this very famous movement, Solidarity, and the Soviet Union threatened to invade. Poland sealed its borders, and martial law remained in force for nearly a year and a half, and I was shut out of Poland. The borders were sealed, and there were tanks in the streets. People were being shot at, people were being killed. Poland effectively had waged a war against itself, as one writer put it.
Yes, I do remember that, and it was very...
Oh, you do? Wow.
Yeah, it was a very sad time. Yes. But luckily you came through it.
Yes.
And Poland is now not in the grips of communism anymore.
Oh, thankfully, yes, yeah.
Okay, so you were in the UK, but you weren't married then?
I wasn't married then, but by the time the borders reopened, I had a job as a broadcaster at the Polish section of the BBC in London. So I was quite settled, and then I married, and then I was just made my home here.
I've really enjoyed chatting with you and just learning a little bit about yourself. Thank you so much.
Maggie D talking with Anna Nolan from Skiddaw U3a. Wow, what a fascinating programme this has been. There is so much talent and fun within u3a, but sadly, once again, we're out of time. But thank you for your company, and I do hope you've enjoyed the podcast. All that remains for me is to thank Charles Runcie, Janine Aldridge and Maggie D for the interviews, and Lee Wellbrook for our signature tune. Studio production was by Lee Wellbrook, and the editor was yours truly. So until next month, this is Peter Cliff saying cheerio, and we look forward to meeting you again next month on the u3a podcast.